Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Abigail and with me here today is
Rebecca or Becca.
She's an amazing soul. I respect her a lot. She's very smart. Consult her, okay, for free.
Oh no, I charge.
Okay, she said it's not free. Okay.
I charge.
So today we're going to be talking about individuality in relationship, how to maintain individuality in relationship, and how and ways people lose their individualities in relationship. Stay tuned with us as we carry you through this journey. There's a lot to learn. All right. Do you have anything you want to say to the viewers before we go into the section of question and answering?
Stay tuned and definitely comment your own thoughts on some of the questions.
My first question is, what does it mean to maintain individuality in relationship?
Okay, I think first we need to sort of identify what individuality is.
Okay.
Sourcing from Google, it says the quality of or character of a particular person or thing that distinguish them from others of the same kind. So I think individuality is something, in a nutshell, is what makes you different from someone else. It's who you are. It's the characters and things and your opinion or whatever that makes you yourself, that makes you a particular person. To maintain individuality in a relationship, you need to understand that you are your own person.
Exactly.
You are your own being with your own dislike and likes and whatnot. And I think it's important that you do not start to conform yourself to an ideology or someone else's idea of who you should be.
There are some people that really enjoy, watching
like swimming.
But
they meet a partner
who doesn't like
all
it.
All of a sudden, it becomes something that they feel like they've got to hide.
Yeah, you see, I used to, years ago, for example, I used to like pasta a lot. I used to like it, was my favorite meal, and then I met someone who doesn't like it, so I stopped cooking it, I stopped eating it. Although this is just a little thing, but also some people experience a big experience, lose their identity in.
I think that's key. Maintaining your identity,
the things you want.
I think the main issue is that sometimes people go into a relationship not knowing who they are.
Exactly.
You have no idea who you are.
Exactly.
Or you don't know your own identity, but then you enter that relationship and it sort of seems like you start to conform yourself into what that person like, and you forget, you don't even know what you like in the first place. So then you conform to what you pick up habits that person has. And I think it's very important that before you enter a relationship, you know who you are, you have your own self-value, you know what you like, you know what you dislike, you know what you will stand for, and that allows you to have your own standard in a relationship where you hold yourself to a particular standard and you hold that partner to a particular standard. I think making sure you create a space where you can be your own person, you know what I mean? Sometimes having breaks from partners is important to make sure that you are giving yourself time and space to do what. I guess in a nutshell, what it means to maintain individuality in a relationship is to make sure that you know yourself. Yeah. You know what you like, you know what you don't like, and you don't conform. You don't change yourself and conform yourself to someone else or someone's ideology of what you should be as a person, or what you should be as a human. As a Christian in this generation, I find that what I see with a lot of people my age is that, they have, let's say particularly in terms of faith, where they know what the Word of God says, they know what is, they have their own relationship with Christ, and they know what God requires of them when it comes to relationship. But then they get into relationship with people that are completely different, or do not hold the same faith, or does not hold the Christian faith to the same standard as you do. And you find that slowly you become to conform to the things of the world, you become to conform to that person's ideology. And you start to change yourself, you start to change your habits, or the things that you shouldn't do or you should do, you start to change to sort of please that person. It's really, really important that before you get into a relationship, you know who you are, you know what you stand for, you know your opinion, you know what you like, what you dislike, you know your character, and you stand in that. You do not allow another person's presence in your life to make you lose sight of who you are or make you lose sight of yourself. And it might just be little things as simple as I like to do my hair a certain way.
Next question is, why do people often lose themselves in relationships?
I think I think, like we said before, people lose themselves in relationship because first of all, they might not even know who they are in the first place.
That's true.
You have no actual concept of who you are, what you're believing. I think you need to get to know yourself before you get to know anyone else. What do you like? What do you stand for? People lose themselves in relationship because they start to try and conform or trying to attract someone else, and they change themselves to become what they think that person might like, or because that person might desire. I think that's when you start losing yourself. You start losing what you stand for because you think, oh, this person might like someone with a particular hairstyle. Okay, I'm gonna start doing that. But you don't even like the hairstyle on yourself.
Yeah, because
or this person might like a woman that does this or a woman that does that. You don't even like that. You start changing that about yourself. I think trying to win someone's approval is where you start losing yourself, because then you start becoming a people pleaser. You start conforming to what you think they might like. That's when it's important to have a supportive partner in a relationship that allows you to say, you know what, I know you like to do this, and we've been quite busy with our kids and stuff. How about certain days, I sacrifice my time and I'm with the kids, you go out, you do what you like with your friends, you do what you like to do, and then other days you can do the same for me, where I then go out maybe with the boys or whatever, with your friends, and you do what you like to do, and that way you sort of have your own self outside of your relationship and outside of your kids, and you're able to spend time with yourself. And I think it also helps having supportive family around you, so that it's not everything on you at all the time, and you can have times where you can go out, do the things you enjoy, do the things you like, and be your own person. And even for myself, I'm not in a relationship and I don't have kids, but I find that I wake up, I go to work, I come back and I'm tired and I sleep. And I'm like, the things that I love to read. I have got multiple books in my bedroom that I'm thinking I need to read, but because by the time I come back from work, I'm so tired, I'm so sleepy, the iron tablet's not doing anything for me. And then I'm like, okay, but what time do I have to do the things that I like? And I find that I used to love to be on the phones with my friend and we have deep conversations. But now we're all so busy, and I feel like I've become sort of dulled down because of myself, and lose my own opinion on things where we used to sort of interact and speak about certain things and like. And I feel like not having that makes me sort of lose myself a little bit. And I find myself sitting down and saying, Rebecca, what do you actually like? Who are you? I think it's very easy to really, really lose yourself.
It's very easy to lose yourself. Before you know it, you're busy with this. Even outside relationship, work, school, some projects you're working on, they take your time, you're dedicated to this. If care is not taken, you lose sight of yourself, and you don't know who you are anymore. And you'll be surprised someone will ask you what makes you happy, and
you're like, what makes me happy? What's that? But I think it's a long story short, it's easier to lose oneself when you don't prioritize yourself, or when you don't give yourself time to really do the things that you enjoy. And when you start to conform yourself to fit the image of someone else, you start to lose who you are as an individual.
You said something about having a supportive partner, but you know that also one's partner can contribute to the reason. Of course, we're talking about individuality in relationship, but some partners are contributed to the reason why their wife, their partner, whoever they are in relationship with has been able to lose their identity, because some partners want to cut you off from your friends, from your family. How do you then establish establish the fact that your partner or whoever you're in a relationship with is as important as your friends and your family? Because isolation is one of the reasons why people lose out on themselves, when they are isolated from the world or from the things they love to do. So how do you now balance it to make your partner, whoever you're in a relationship with, to understand that they are as important as your friends and family?
I think that goes back way before you even get into that relationship. Because I think people tend to just get into a relationship because this person looks nice, this person is this. But I think that's why there's so many things to consider when you get in a relationship with a person. First of all, and I think that's one of the key things is this person someone's going to support me being myself?
That's very important.
Having time for myself, and me so also supporting them having time for themselves. So it starts before you even get into a relationship. Those are the things you need to look at when you're picking partners, to make sure that this is the person that I know will support me and will allow me to be myself, and I can do the same thing for them. Not down the line you realize, and actually this man just cares about himself, just cares about thinks of himself and doesn't consider you, or doesn't consider the fact that you are your own self, or you need to do things that you find that pleases you yourself, and they start to drag you along, and you feel like, where am I? Who am I? So I think that comes from even before you get to it.
Yeah. So our last question today is, what role does self-love play in healthy relationship?
Wow.
What role does self-love play in healthy relationship?
I think to start with, if you don't love yourself, how can you then proclaim to love someone else? When you love yourself, like, you're kind to yourself, you're patient with yourself, and I think that's the same thing you need to apply to a relationship. You need to love someone as you love yourself too. The same kind of love or the same kind of respect you want for yourself, the same way you want to be valued and loved and cherished, you need to apply that to that person you're with. You need to love them the same way, value them the same way, and cherish them the same way. So I think self-love does play a big part into a relationship. When you love yourself, you hold yourself to a certain standard. You
You
prioritize things that makes you happy. You need to find a way to also prioritize things that make that person happy, so that you two individuals can come together and they can actually work.
Yeah, and I think, you see, that self-love is what brings about you standing for what you believe in relationship. Because if you don't love yourself, you don't treat yourself well, you don't prioritize yourself, whatever the other person says overrides whatever you think and what you feel. So when you love yourself, it helps you to define who you are, what you are. It helps you to set standards and things and boundaries and limits. So in that your relationship and that situationship,
oh God forbid,
or relationship, please do not lose yourself. Anyways, if you're in a situationship,
you've lost yourself. You've lost yourself. There's no help.
So when that situationship or relationship, please
keep yourself. Your
individuality is very important. And when you lose it, you've lost the better part of you.
That's very true. You've lost the better part of you, and I think even I can relate to that. When you're in an environment where you're not loved, or you don't feel as though you can be yourself, you start to lose yourself, because you start to sort of cut yourself down. You cut what makes you cut down your layers. You start to present a false narrative of who you are to people.
The one you want them to accept.
The one you think that they will accept.
And
I think in that sort of situation scenario, if you can, you need to remove yourself from that place. You need to be in an environment where you can fully be yourself and not feel like you have to dumb yourself down. And that's, you see that in friendship as well, even relationship, where you see a woman of value ends up with someone who sort of put them down, and you see they start losing who they are. This person accepts you. My man. Your man don't like you.
Your man is not really doing my woman's date. So
you need to love yourself, know who you are, keep true to who you are. And if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like this person or this group of people or this group of friendship, they're not people who are catering to allowing you to be yourself in their midst, or you feel like you have to show up as something else, that's you slowly losing your individuality, and that means you need to slowly remove yourself from that.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to see you on this show, and we'll be happy to bring you we're happy to bring you some other time to share your wealth of knowledge. And again, from Empower Echoes, bye. See you in our next video.